Good afternoon, everyone. This is Carmen Hernandez with the National Weather Service in Peachtree City/Atlanta, Georgia, and I'll be here giving you your weekly briefing starting today, July 30th through next Wednesday. Starting off with the week ahead and some highlights here for the period Wednesday, July 30th through Tuesday, August 5th. For today, we're looking at a level 2 for risk impacts. It's really between a level 2 and 3, but heat index values from 100 to 108 can be expected today, as we do have that heat advisory out for much of the area except the mountains. And then scattered 40 to 60%, mainly afternoon evening storms, but this may come down a little bit due to the cloud cover, which I'll touch on here in a minute. For Thursday and Friday, we're still going to be expecting those heat index values from 100 to 110 potentially, starting to come down on Friday with scattered to widespread, mainly afternoon and evening storms. Then Saturday, we start to see a cool down happen into Saturday and Sunday as that cold front pushes through that we'll talk about, with a slight risk for excessive rainfall on Saturday for central Georgia, with widespread 50 to 70%, mainly afternoon and evening storms. For Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, those risks goes down to a level 1 as we have scattered 40 to 55% afternoon and evening storms. Again, this is mainly central Georgia. So again, for some highlights, our heat index values will be the main concern through Friday, with values up to 110, mostly in central and portions of southern Georgia, with a cold front bringing unseasonably cool temperatures for the weekend, along with a chance for flooding Saturday evening over central Georgia. Getting into the current satellite, this was taken at noon today. As you can see, over much of Georgia there's quite a bit of cloud cover. So this will play into our storms this afternoon and evening, but overall there's a leftover trough over the area, which will be the main access for storm development today, with peak activity between 4 and 8 p.m. And then cloud cover again may delay this development until closer to that 5-6 p.m. time frame. It actually has brought down our rain chances just recently a little bit. Instead of that 40 to 60, we're probably more like 20 to 30% chance at this time, which they're updating with the forecast package as we speak. But our primary storm threats with these isolated to scattered storms are locally heavy rain, lightning, and brief wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour, so not expecting any severe weather today. For today, our main story again is going to be that heat advisory. Here is the area for that heat advisory through 8 p.m. today, with heat index values from 105 to 108, with hazardous heat possible, especially for vulnerable populations. We'll get into the high temperatures here in a couple of slides, but just want to remind everybody to stay hydrated, limit strenuous outdoor activities during the afternoon. If you have AC, use it, and wear lightweight and light colored clothing. Just asking you to pass along that message to people you know. So taking a look further into these high temps and heat index max for today, we're looking at high temperatures from the low to mid 90s, with higher amounts obviously in southern Georgia. These might be adjusted a little bit, but this is still kind of on track with what we're expecting. And then our maximum heat index today from 95 to 105. As you can see, central Georgia is really that area we are looking at for those higher heat indices, but we could see them in northwest Georgia as well. But again, with the mountains, with the 90 to 95 degree heat index, we should stay below heat advisory criteria. Then looking at tomorrow, expecting pretty similar conditions with high temps in the low 90s to mid 90s, and then our heat index anywhere from 95 to 105, and then 110 closer to the coastlines. And Friday, again, one more day of this, wherever we have high temps from the low to mid 90s, again with some upper 90s down south, and then heat indices up to 110 over central Georgia. This is due in fact to some moisture ahead of the front that we're expecting, but we have not issued a heat advisory for Friday yet, but a heat advisory criteria is possible across portions of the area, and we'll be evaluating as we get closer to that. One limiting factor that we'll go into is rain chances may limit the need for a heat advisory if that front pushes through a little quicker than we're expecting overall. Then we get into that cool down I was talking about for Saturday and Sunday, with the frontal passage coming in Friday night to Saturday, with that bringing relief to the area. You see on Saturday and high temps in the low to mid 80s, which is definitely a relief and definitely below normal than what we've been experiencing. And then for Sunday, our high temps, as you see Atlanta at 78, but most areas will stay below the mid 80s across Georgia, which will definitely be a relief. So hopefully you find some time to get outside with that. So now we go into our slight chance for flooding. So this is our main concern for Saturday, as this front stalls out over central and southern Georgia. Not entirely sure where it will fully stall out, but we're thinking the southern parts of central Georgia into southern Georgia. And that is where WPC has highlighted a slight risk for excessive rainfall or flooding. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that, as that trough axis is in that area. I'll show you the 7-day rainfall outlook here in a bit, and we can go into that a little bit more, but just keep an eye on this. Thankfully, central Georgia does have sandier soils, so it's harder to flood that area, but again, keeping an eye on it. Here are those 7-day rainfall amounts I was telling you about. So we're seeing a lot of this coming in on Friday, Saturday as that front, and as you can see, portions south of Macon, you can see that we're seeing 2 to 3 inches potentially. So if that comes all at once, then that can be cause for flooding concerns. But if it's more spread out, should be okay relatively. But we're keeping an eye on that and see if rainfall amounts go up or down in any way, shape, or form. So then we're moving on to just a quick temp and precip outlook. So you can pause and look for your city on here. And as always, you can go to our website at weather.gov/FFC to get more information about your city. But here's just a quick 7-day temperature outlook starting today through next Wednesday. And you can see really those temps start to go down on Saturday into Sunday, and really lasting Monday, Tuesday before we start to warm up, probably Wednesday, Thursday next week. Now we're taking a look at the precip chances. As you can see, we start to increase on Saturday, especially for those areas. Look at, it's like Dublin at 85%. As you get further south, your rain chances will go up. And again, you can take a better look at weather.gov/FFC at your city, but another just quick glance at this. And then we start to see drier conditions coming in on Tuesday and Wednesday, with our rain chances below 50% on Wednesday. Now going into the climate outlook for the next 6 to 10 days. We're looking at near normal through the period August 4th through 8th, with slightly above average precipitation outlook that we're looking at. If you do go into the 8 to 14 day, if you'd like to look at that, it does unfortunately say that we're coming back to above normal temperatures. So enjoy this while you can, as August is coming and it is still unfortunately summer. So enjoy those temps while you can. So just a wrap up of the week ahead. Today we're looking at a level 2 for heat index values from 100 to 108, and scattered, isolated to scattered, mainly afternoon and evening storms. And tomorrow and Friday we can expect similar conditions with those heat index values at up to 110 possible, with widespread, mainly afternoon evening storms. And then Saturday we have that slight risk for excessive rainfall, with widespread 50 to 70%, mainly afternoon and evening storms. And then Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, again, just those scattered storms, mainly across central Georgia, that lowers the risk level a little bit, as we're not expecting any severe weather. So heat index, main concern through Friday, and then the cold front bringing unseasonably cool temperatures for the weekend, along with chance for flooding on Saturday evening over central Georgia. Again, as always, feel free to contact us by any of these methods if you need anything from us. We're here to answer your questions, and I hope you all have a great week.